One, two, three, go! Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give an analysis and hypothesis or whatever kind of lingo on vampires. And I'm not alone. I'm company with
Death.
Death.
The Death is going to talk about the undead.
Yeah.
And he hates it.
Yeah, I know he
You should
does.
stay dead, damn it.
It's very most unproductive.
Yes, I spend good time killing each one of you, but then you don't appreciate me.
Yeah. Well, of course they don't appreciate you. Your job is very nasty.
Yeah, but it could be fun, too.
Yeah.
And some of these people paid for it.
How dare you trick Frank Castle into becoming a murderous monster?
Yeah.
It was Nom. Okay.
Alright, seriously.
On the subject now. Vampires. Nosferatu. Bloodsuckers.
Are badass.
Yeah, they are.
They sparkle.
They do. They do sparkle.
Plus they're sparkling in fire because they're burning in the sunlight.
Yeah. Or a UV lamp.
What?
Or a UV lamp.
Yeah, or a UV lamp. That works too.
Yeah. Anyway. What was your first exposure to vampires?
First exposure to vampires was, I can't remember actually. What was it?
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah, that was it. It was Alvin and the Chipmunks, the werewolf movie. They had the vampires there. That was funny.
Yeah.
After that, I read the original Dracula book, which is freaky as hell. Then I saw the original movie when I was like 5, and it scared the hell out of me.
It's Chipmunks.
Yeah, but this was a lot after.
Yeah.
The original Dracula movie was good. They had I got like a box of all the Christopher Lee Dracula movies.
Oh, yeah.
Those are all really good.
Yeah, I do enjoy Christopher Lee. He's probably my favorite.
Yeah, but he said he's never doing it again because he hates doing it now.
Yeah.
He made like 20 or something movies of Dracula, really.
Yeah.
You get tired after a while.
I guess, and he is like 78.
Yeah, and then that futuristic Dracula movie. I don't remember who played Dracula in that. It might have still been Christopher Lee.
I'm not sure, but when it comes to Dracula, he's kind of more of a public, what's it called? Public domain character now.
Yeah, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer also had Dracula. I think that was at the beginning of season 5.
Of
and
what?
that actor was awful.
In Buffy?
Yeah, in Buffy. The guy who played Dracula was awful.
Yeah.
I hated him.
My first exposure to vampires was Lost Boys. You know,
Yeah, I still have yet to see that full movie.
good.
It's
That's where Josh Whedon got the idea in Buffy for the vampire face.
Really?
Yeah, they do that like the large brow line, the sunken in temples, the change in eye color. Yeah.
I wonder if they changed color in Buffy.
I'm not sure, but it's very a monstrous kind of transformation look. They get their hunter face on.
I like that. That idea of the hunter face is actually kind of cool.
Yeah. What do you think vampires are? What's your idea of a vampire?
The idea of a vampire is a guy who loves the night, gets... Well, I'm not like him getting burned. In the original Dracula book, he doesn't die. He just gets weakened and turns like practically human when he's in the sunlight.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
He's...
But I like the fact that they have a lot of powers, like super strength. They can fly. They can have super speed and stuff, but they also have a whole bunch of weaknesses, like the moving water and stuff like that.
I like the idea of water, because, it's an element of life, so is the sun.
Right. Go sun weakening kind of thing. I like that.
Yeah.
The problem with vampires is that a lot of times they only give them, like, the power of blood sucking.
Yeah.
So they have, like, a million weaknesses, but only one real power.
I totally forget what movie it was, but I knew it was early in the 2000s, which it was kind of like a desert roaming vampire movie, Not really, was it, Near Dark, but it was kind of,
what was it, like 30 Days a Night or something? I don't remember.
No, it wasn't 30 Days a Night, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I like that movie. I should do a review of that later.
Yeah, but, what I didn't like about it, they treat, like, the vampirism as, like, a disease. And, like, all they got is superhuman strength and blood-sucking. And they don't turn to dust. Nothing's mystical about them. It's just like a mutation of a disease. I wasn't a fan of that.
No, I don't really like that either.
I like it...
Although, I do give the credit for that Buffy episode Dracula where, even though the actor sucked, the fact that he doesn't die, the fact that they don't explain why his powers were a lot different than everyone else's, was actually kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen that episode.
It's it's a good episode. It just starts off a bad season. If it is season 5, I don't remember.
I don't know. But blood. What do you think the idea of blood for vampires is?
The idea of blood. Well, what did it? I don't remember what dragon movie it was. I think it was probably the Christopher Lee movie, just because that's the only ones I really watch.
Yeah.
But he like goes off in a whole tirade about how blood is life. Life weakens them, so they take the liquid life blood and drink that up, and it's kind of like their wine, where they don't need it, but it's kind of a way to show their superiority.
I like.
I think that's Christopher Lee. I'm not sure.
I like the idea in Buffy is that they need blood like we need water. They'll drink it once in a while. You know, they don't need it all the time, because you see Spike eating like marshmallows and chips.
Yes, that's funny.
Yeah. I didn't like it in Underworld 2, where like if they eat food, they throw up and they go into shock because you know their body rejects it. You know, like the guy's eating pierogies, and I love pierogies, and he's just like puking them up.
Yeah, it's just a little weird.
Like I like the idea when they need blood ever so often, kind of like to recharge their batteries.
Right, I prefer that idea too. But my favorite idea is still the idea like it's superiority kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I also like the high-class vampires. I like the angel street-roaming vampires, but like the Dracula, rich, mannery vampires.
Yeah. I think, yeah. The aristocratic.
I think what it is I think it was another Christopher Lee movie, or it might have been that Dracula 3000 or whatever it was called.
Oh, that movie sucked.
Where, they say the money is root of all evil, and vampires are pure evil, so they're always rich.
Yeah.
It was kind of random because every vampire would be rich, but that idea was actually kind of cool for Dracula.
Yeah. Or the idea that the rich kind of sell their souls for money, or that kind of idea. That's why vampires are rich. The aristocratic kind of element.
There's actually it's a mini-series. It's like 3 issues long of, it wasn't Dracula. It was like some... What was the first vampire's name? The guy with the ears, bald head?
Nosferatu.
Yeah, Nosferatu.
Yeah, it's played by Max Schreck.
It was like a 3-issue miniseries back in like the 90s, because they would print anything in the 90s.
Yeah, I know.
And what it was is that the way he created vampires in the comic was he was a really, really poor guy. So he meets the devil behind a church one day, and he sells his soul to him for money.
Yep.
But in return for getting the money, he can't go outside and is allergic to the sun basically, and needs blood and stuff like that.
Well, that's a cool
idea. It's not the real origin or anything, but it's fairly interesting.
Not sure, because some ideas where the legend of the vampire came from were people with certain liver disease, which they needed high blood and iron intake, or they'll turn into like their skin will become all scabby and mutated, and it's just yeah.
And the rumors that Vlad the Impaler actually drank the blood of his enemies.
Well, he was a megalomaniac.
Yeah, he was a maniac. But I don't think he was that uncivilized.
He chopped off people's noses and sent them for gifts.
That's true, but a lot of people did back then.
Yeah, it was, you know. I like the idea in Castlevania where they have Dracula in there back in like 1092, where he's that old and he sells him soul because his love died, and it just like goes up until now.
Right. I love the Helsing vampire Alucard. That was just really awesome.
It's okay. I don't think it's that great, but it's pretty good.
Well, it's not. There's not a whole lot of mystery or fact behind it, but just the fact that Alucard or Dracula became Van Helsing's servant.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. I like that idea. Crispin Freeman's awesome as him.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
There's actually talks to make a live-action Helsing movie.
That's crazy. That'd be kind of silly seeing that big hat.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Just running around the trench coat.
With a big giant sombrero. Like it's all pleather. It's all shiny red pleather. It's like, oh, who the fuck is this gimp?
Yeah, and those giant-ass guns he has.
And silly spectacle glass. In real life, it'd look silly, but, you know.
Yeah, there's actually rants on Amazon with the manga and reviews. They said that vampires shouldn't use guns. What do you think about that?
You know, they can use what they use. I don't know. I think it's not as
character. Be against it. Like I watched the Angel Pilot, and there's actually reviews of that on Amazon too because they sound like as downloaded files.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people say the fact that Angel doesn't use the gun makes him cool because vampires don't use guns. But I don't know. I don't get that argument at all.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't care if they use guns or not. They can use any type of weapon.
Guns make them badass.
Yeah, I like that. But I can't say vampires in pop culture.
Yes. Where to go with that?
I'm not sure, but it would go nice, you know.
Yeah. Oh, what about those kids who want to become vampires? You know, like emo and put in fake teeth and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's fun for a one night stand, but you know, Jesus,
There's
grow
actually
up.
cults of that. That's just weird.
You know, they try to drink real blood, and there's other ones pretend they're energy vampires.
Blood, it does not taste that bad, by the way.
It tastes
You
like
ever
a
cut
penny.
yourself with your finger in your mouth?
Yes, I
It
have.
really doesn't taste that bad.
Oh, I gotta switch over.